welcome back, knife nerds and everyday care people. It's your boy, the Big Canucker, and we have got ourselves a heck of a video here today. Not going to be talking about a knife here today. After starting the new year with a couple of bangers in the old knife department, we're going to go and have a look at a piece of titanium. It is the Olight OPRY. As you can see that little smiling clip there. I have been carrying this here for a bit, and you know what? I'm really enjoying this. It has become an integral part of my everyday carry, and I actually use this quite a bit. I just thought to myself, damn it, there's all those times I need to pry stuff, and I don't have anything in my pocket, and I decided to put something in my pocket. And actually, you'd be surprised at how many times I do use this. So, let's have a look. We'll go to the tabletop. Now, before we do that, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video, as well as hit that bell icon to be notified anytime something new from the Big Canucker comes up. So let's go to the tabletop and let's have a look at this bugger. All right. So what we have here is the Olight OPRY. Now, it is a 5-in-1 multi-tool to go along with the good old prying part. As you can see here, it has got the can opener. Hello, it's got the bottle opener. It's got a 4 to 14 millimeter wrench in the center. It also comes with a couple of 4mm bits. It allows you to use a 6.3 inch bit too as well, if you happen to have one handy, to have a drive with it. And then, of course, it's got the ruler on the side here. So you've got yourself the millimeters on this side. Here we go, millimeters. And on this side, you've got yourself the inches. So it is, 3 inches long to right here. So if you want to, measure something that's, quite long, it'll take you quite a bit to do it with this, but this is more or less just a little bit of guideline. If you want to measure something here a little bit bigger on the millimeters, you can go up to 6 millimeters. Now, the bits here happen to be a T6, T8, as well as a Phillips and a flathead that's inside this handy dandy little carrying part here. Now, this isn't, a tool that you could absolutely, it's going to save your life, twice on Sundays, but it is a tool that is become kind of an integral part of my carry. Like I said, I have used this quite a bit to do lots of, little pry jobs, but most of the time, I have a buddy here who I've been helping move some vehicles around, and he's a dealer, and he always has the dealer plates, and the screws always come slotted. And he's always looking for, hey, you got a dime, you got a, this or that. I've used this multiple times. I'm not sure you can see, but the tip here is kind of a little bit scarred up because it, I've used that to take plate screws off a lot. Now, just overall, these little tools are actually quite handy, especially the 6 and the 8. I probably would look at maybe changing this to something else, a 10 mil Torx, and then something else, of maybe a Phillips, a 10 mil and a Phillips, because anytime you're going to need a flathead, you could always use this flathead. So I think the flathead tool here might be a tad bit redundant, although this isn't going to kind of, fix your glasses, where this here might fix your glasses. Let's have a look at the tools here. Now, in order to pop them out, they both come out. So I guess, I guess if you want to fix some glasses, this is the way to go, but I still think it's a little bit redundant. Now, if you want to use these, they'll actually fit just in the end here as well. They'll kind of have a little bit of a positive retention. They lock in. So you can use this entire thing to get some torque into it. If you're in that kind of section where you can't get, a full tool in there, but you need kind of some clearance, it will also work this side, but there is no way that it holds it there. So if you do use it like that, you're going to have to put your finger on it, and you're going to have to hold it here somehow when you're doing your twisting, because it will just drop right out. Now, this will also use other people's 4mm bits, so it's not like really proprietary. Here we have some, from this Kershaw tool. These ones here are only, one-ended tools, so they will use, the Kershaw tools will fit in there, even though they're not double-ended. And it's got, a nice little clip where they lock in there, and they will fit inside here too as well, as you can see. So, and this will close, so it will fit other people's tools that are in there. So that's why I think I'm going to try to find myself a 10 mil tool to fit inside there. Now, these are a little bit of a kind of a pain to kind of go back in. They only go back in on diagonally. They don't go back in flat like that, which is a little bit weird. And I'm not sure if you can see inside there. There seems to be a little bit kind of a plastic in there, and it gives it a little bit of a springiness, so it does sit up against this holder and it doesn't vibrate or it doesn't rattle. I think I would, if this rattled, no, it's just my lanyard there, but if this rattled, I don't think it would be in my pocket very long. That's one of my biggest knocks with this Kershaw tool, is it rattles like crazy, and I cannot stand it to make that noise. Now, I have dropped this a few times, and this little tab here seems to be fairly tight on there. I dropped it, and it did turn a little bit slightly, but none of the bits fell out, and I did drop it on a hard floor, so it wasn't like I was dropping it on carpet. And it didn't come apart. That was the main thing. So far, this hasn't popped out at all. And I just overall like the overall design of it. Let's have a look here at kind of just size-wise here. Let me get my little specifications out for size. Oh, my goodness. Trying to find this stuff sometimes just absolutely drives me insane. All right. Technical details. Description. Here we go. All right, so 1.94 ounces, so it's not very heavy at all. It goes in my pocket. I can't even tell it's there, or 55 grams. Now, the overall length is 4.6 inches, or 116 millimeters. Now, the thickness itself is 0.43 inches, so it's sub half inch. And I do believe that's including here right from the thickest part to the clip. Because that seems a lot smaller here than 0.43. Now, the width itself is 21 mil or 0.85 inches. So that's sub 1 inch. So it just overall seems like it's a nice 4-inch package that's gonna satisfy somebody. You know what? They all fit somewhere, folks. That's true. All right. So I like overall Olight's entire kind of company philosophy. The packaging that comes with this was really upscale. The opening is kind of a little bit of an event. I love this little design feature here where it's just got, it took him probably next to nothing to put that little tiny smile on there, but it just kind of is one of those touches that I really appreciate Olight for. Now, it also comes with some paracord too as well, to use it to build a lanyard if you'd like. I happen to just love this leather shoelace, especially the brown leather shoelace. Just seems to be a really classy lanyard for me, and I just pick it up at a couple of stores in town for about $7. I get a 72-inch shoelace on each side, and I can cut those down and make a lot of lanyards out of them. So that's where my lanyard secret is. But it's not all good with this tool. Now, this 4 to 14 mil little kind of nut driver is basically kind of useless. I tried on a few things around, and it just didn't seem to give me a very positive lock. The teeth here are really small. I mean, it's good for twisting the wing nuts. If you've got a wing nut, this'll twist it like nobody's business. But if you've got yourself anything that's remotely tight, 14 mil or 12 mil or 10 mil or half inch or any of those things, you're not going to be able to get it off. I mean, you have to really kind of push into there and really lock it in. This is supposed to be 14 mil at the bottom, and I have to really jam it in there, just hold on to it, just to be able to lock it. Other than that, it's just spinning around inside there. And I just think that's a recipe for rounding off some nuts. I mean, if you're in an absolute pinch and emergency situation, you might be able to do it. But for all intents purposes, I think this is more of a looks thing and a lightening the load type thing for that. Because, like I said, at 1.94 ounces, not very heavy at all. Now, the price-wise here, for in Canada here, we're looking at about $67. In the States, you're looking at $49. That's, it's a little bit, pricey, but I mean, you can see there's some Prybars out there that are customized that are $300, and it's not much different than this. I mean, as a matter of fact, I have seen a Prybar that was about this size, about this thickness, It didn't have some of the other features. It was more or less just a pry bar with a lanyard hole. It had some faceted cuts to it. It looked like it had been heat anodizing, and it was $300 American. And I thought to myself, wow, wowie wow, that's a lot of money for a pry bar. Let's give this Olight OPRY a try. And I'm not sad that I did it. I think this is an integral part of my EDC. And you know what? I would recommend this for somebody looking for a handy dandy little pry bar that can double as something that tightens up your scale or your pivot in the meantime. Because this is exactly, it would be perfect. If you've got yourself a pivot out there with a D-shaped pivot on one side or a D-shaped lanyard tube on one side and a pivot of torque screw on the other, you can tighten up your pivot or straighten your blade or do all sorts of things with these little things that are incredibly handy. So thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it so much. We've got lots of things coming up this year. And this just happens to be one of the ones I wanted to talk to you about that I've been carrying. Please stay safe out there. Please keep your stick on the ice. The shiny side up. There's the Big Canucker saying adios.